Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation and congratulations for convening this event, because the goal of this event should not be a goal of NGOs or should not be a goal of mandate holders. It's a collective responsibility of the international community to achieve the goal of this panel, of this event today, achieving and sustaining gender parity in the UN special procedures. So why? Obviously, we are a multilateral body, but we have different roles and different mechanisms. And we have the Universal Periodic Review addressing human rights situation in every single country of the world, which is unprecedented before the Council was created, as you know. That's one role. Another role is addressing serious human rights situations, either by themes or by country, when the urgency and the seriousness requires immediate attention. And the third is the progressive development of human rights standards and norms. Those three hats that we have are key to know that they're all important and they have to be stressed and strengthened. But we have different mechanisms for that. So we have the discussions as an intergovernmental body with all the problems and advantages of that, because at the end, we all know that human rights can only be protected and promoted, and actually the life can be changed in the field by the states. So the intergovernmental body and the discussions in the council, with all the criticisms that we may have, is there and is the way that countries, states discuss to move forward the machinery. And then we have the eyes and the ears of the council, which are the special procedures. And we have a big ear and a big eye here with Victor that has just finished his role as president of the special procedure. So why do we think that we need to achieve the goal of this event of today? It's pretty obvious that even though we might have different mechanisms and different roles, there is a constituency that we deal with. And you know, international human rights law, we always have to remember, it's only 77 years old. In historical terms, that is absolutely nothing. That's one little grain in a beach. So this 77 years old, we created a revolutionary idea that every single person has a right beyond being a national of a state or another, and the whole international community collectively has to protect that right. That, from the international law point of view, is absolutely revolutionary. And we are actually trying to achieve and sustain that revolutionary idea. So if that is our constituency, our goal, our essence, our raison d'etre since we were born as a new branch of international law, and half of humanity are women. So not only half of humanity are women, but at the same time, we have different genders. We have different a diversity of genders, and we have special procedures that have adapted to the different times in history. So of course, when we created the first one from Argentina, as you know, the working group on enforced disappearance of persons, probably gender parity was not in the question at that time. The importance was to put the international community with the issue of enforced disappearance. And now we have around 50. So as president of the council, what I try to do, and with this I wrap up, is to stress, first, the first day I took office on January 1st, I asked the graphic on regional and gender representation in the special procedures. And as your concept note says, if you look at the bigger picture, we are better than we were before in matters of gender parity at large. But we still have specific special procedures, And there's one important thing that you say in the note. When you leave out special procedures related to women's issues, you go down in the percentage of gender parity. So that is probably a half full glass, maybe. And on the regional way, I also realized that we have quite a regional good average of representation, not in the office of the High Commissioner, maybe, which is a pending issue, but in the matter of the special procedures, it is like that. But within each mandate, that's not the case. So we have 5 special procedures mandate held only by men since their creation. The special rapporteur on torture was held by 6 men since its creation. The special rapporteur on freedom of peaceful assembly and association, 3 men. The one on environment, 2 men. Promotion of truth, justice, reparation, 2 men. And SOGI, 2 men. So I think that we need to improve the view to look at gender parity with a more diverse, open-minded way, because each mandate is a world of human rights challenges that cannot be actually put in a box, in a matrix, as if we were counting numbers, because numbers at the end are the same. They're numbers, but you can have 60 special procedures, but they are not numbers. Each of them are absolutely different. And that is why I took the decision to change the recommendation of the consultative group, that they decided to propose 3 excellent candidates, of course, for the special rapporteur on torture. But not only I looked at the merit of the candidates, but also at the bigger picture of this constituency, because in my years with human rights, a long time, and even though she looks so young, Vivi, always, we just known each other for 25 years. In this world, we always saw that the torture issue, the prevention of torture, has to have always, it will always benefit the prevention of torture to have a woman's view and expertise. So many reports of the subcommittee and so many reports of CAT and rapporteurs have talked about women, the situation of women in detention, in penitentiaries, the problems. There are so many things. So it was obvious, at least for me, and it was not an easy decision, because I had a lot of pressure, just because they stressed that she was number 2 and not number 1. That's basically what. But you know, there's nothing that prevents a president to choose one of the 3. Actually, it happened several times in the past. So I chose an excellent woman candidate to propose to the council, but it will be appointed on July 8th at the end of the day, hopefully. And you know, at the end, what you did, and with this I conclude, you know, when NGOs push us to do something as states, I always say there wouldn't be a Human Rights Council if we weren't for NGOs. That's a fact. And sometimes with dialogues like this, we understand each other's points of view to see how far states can accept suggestions by NGOs, whether it's a resolution, an appointment. But in this case, the proof that what many NGOs and many countries also try to encourage the council to appoint the first woman rapporteur, the proof that you were right is that after I made my decision, I think I didn't get absolutely not a single criticism, but by anybody. And even some state that was not happy, perhaps, tried to convince me before, but right after the appointment, it was so obvious that it was a good appointment that the international community deserved, that I had no call of that state, that government. So I think I want to conclude congratulating you for being such an important, consciousness of the way that we had to move our machinery. And we might disagree sometimes, but we need that consciousness that events and people like you bring to the council. Thank you very much.